Why, hello there, I'm Professor Joel, and welcome to another exciting episode of Planet Scooby Reviews. Today we are covering episode number 2 of the 13 Ghosts of Scooby-Doo, and this episode is called Scoobra Kadoobra, and it originally aired on September 14th, 1985. Here we see the gang out to capture ghost number 1, who is Maldor the Malevolent. I'm saying that wrong, I think. Anyway, they head to a forest, and there they encounter like a dragon and this evil kind of wizard demon, and of course, the 13 Ghosts of Scooby-Doo are among the 13 most worst terrible demons and ghosts that the Scooby-Doo gang could ever encounter. They aren't men or women in masks. These are actual real spirits. So we get some supernatural in this series, which is a bit of a difference than we got with the original Scooby-Doo series. Anyway, there's lots of comedy in this one as well, some botched plans, and some scares along the way. So enough of my jibber jabber. Let's get on with the review. The episode begins with the gang heading into a haunted forest in the newly revamped Mystery Machine. Via a crystal ball, Vincent Van Ghoul contacts the gang and warns them that this haunted forest is where Maldor, the Malevolent, rules and they should proceed with caution. The crystal ball projects Vincent Van Ghoul out in like a hologram form, sort of like R2-D2 did with Princess Leia in Star Wars. Maldor the Malevolent is after the Wonder Wand of Zagraz. With the wand's mystic energy, Maldor, with his black magic, could take over the world. Vincent suggests they head to the castle of Princess Esmeralda, as that's where the wand is hidden.
I seek the spirits who will not rest, the 13 ghosts from the demon chest. I must warn the others.
Hey, like it's Mr. Van Ghoul!
Listen, all of you. You are closing in on one of the 13 spirits from the chest.
Fantastic! Which ghost is it?
It's Maldor the Malevolent, the master of black magic from the Dark Ages, and he seeks the Wonder Wand of Zagraz. With the wand's mystic energy, Maldor's black magic would become all-powerful. He could rule the world. He'll find you, but I suggest you travel to the castle of Princess Esmeralda. That's where the Wonder Wand is hidden.
We're on our way.
Daphne steps on the gas, and as they get closer to the castle, Maldor appears to be in the Mystery Machine surrounded by flames. With his brief appearance, he taunts the gang and tries to stop them.
Come and get me, mortals. I dare you.
Where are we?
My spell has made every inch of your beautiful forest as evil as I am, Princess Esmeralda. And you shall sleep till the end of time for denying me what I want, the Wonder Wand of Zagraz.
Turning the nearby trees into monsters and a rabbit into a dragon, Maldor does his best to hinder the gang's progress to the castle, but they forge on. There's a funny interlude where the show has a fake news type broadcast, and here an angry lady complains about the dragon as fire is dangerous and dragons should be banned from the show. Scrappy, dressed up as a reporter, argues that dragons need to work as well. They need to support their families, and if he didn't appear on the show, this dragon could not feed his family. I'm guessing this joke may have been inserted as a way just to poke fun at censorship. I know there were some people complaining that Scooby-Doo and the 13 Ghosts was promoting black magic and witchcraft due to its dark content. Regardless, the gag worked for me. I found it quite funny.
Like we interrupt our program with a special editorial from the Scooby-Doo show. Here is correspondent Scrappy-Doo reporting from the Department of Television No-Nos.
I'm here with TV no-no expert Loretta Cut-It-Out. Ms. Cut-It-Out, I believe you have some concerns about the show thus far.
Yes, Mr. Doo. We must caution you in the use of fire in the previous scene involving the fire-breathing dragon.
Oh, so you want to cut out the dragon, eh? You got something against dragons?
No.
You want to cut out this honest, self-respecting dragon and put him out of work. What's he gonna do? He's gotta eat. He's got a family to feed. Have you been down to the unemployment office lately? Next time you want to cut something out, Ms. Cut It Out, I hope you'll think twice.
I'm so so sorry.
This has been an editorial from the Scooby-Doo Show. We welcome opposing viewpoints from Responsible Dragon. We now rejoin our program already in progress.
Evading these challenges, the gang finally make it to the castle of Esmeralda, but are soon trapped by Maldor's henchmen. Brought forth to Maldor after a quick courthouse gag, Maldor tosses the gang into the dungeon to be held until he finds the wand.
There now. And to think you planned to capture me, but I couldn't allow that. Now could I? You'll stay here until my work is complete. I'm Zagraz the Wizard.
Then it's your Wonder Wand that Maldor's after.
In the right hands, the wand fills the world with beauty, but in evil hands, it could destroy the entire planet.
In their dungeon cell, the gang meet the wizard named Zagraz, and the wizard explains that he has hidden the wand. And the castle owner, Princess Esmeralda, is currently under an eternal sleep curse by Maldor as she refused to give the wand to Maldor. The gang end up escaping the dungeon, so Scooby Shaggy head straight for the kitchen, of course. Here, Scooby finds the Wonder Magic Wand in the utensil drawer. Daphne unfortunately gets caught by Maldor, and he puts her under the same eternal sleep curse as he did Princess Esmeralda.
Where am I?
Welcome to my slumber party. And here's your hostess, Princess Esmeralda. She refused to give me the Wonder Wand, so I gave her the sleep of the centuries. I trust you'll join her.
The gang reunite and Maldor tries to cast spells on Scooby and get the wand out of his paws. The wand protects Scooby, so Maldor zaps more spells at Scooby and chases him off through the castle. Shaggy and Flimflam and Scrappy find Daphne under the spell along with the princess. The trio do their best to try and wake them up, but nothing seems to work. Scooby and Maldor have themselves a old-fashioned good wizard, bad wizard showdown where Scooby turns himself into a fly. Maldor decides to turn himself into a frog, so Flimflam hops upon the opportunity and scoops Maldor up and tosses him into the chest of demons. The evil curse is then lifted upon the forest, yet Daphne and the princess remain asleep. Not even the wizard can lift the curse with the magic wand. The wizard explains the curse can only be released by the kiss of a great Danish prince. As Scooby is a great Dane, he licks both Daphne and the princess, and this wakes them both up as it lifts the curse. The princess looks a little Danish herself, kinda looks like Scooby-Doo, has a mad crush on Scooby-Doo, and chases Scooby-Doo away from the castle.
It's my wrench! Gotcha!
Too bad we couldn't save Daphne.
I'm afraid this spell can only be broken by the kiss of a great Danish prince.
Scooby, am I glad to see you? Right, Prince!
My gosh!
Prince! Prince! My wrench!
I give this episode a 6.5 out of 10. It's pretty good. It's well written, I'll give it that. And it has lots of gags. And it's a fun take on fairy tales, but it's not really like a scary episode. I like dragons and I like castles, but I don't know if I like it with my Scooby-Doo necessarily, if it's not going to be spooky. And this one, you know, with the chest of demons being opened and it's supposed to be the world's most evil ghost, I thought maybe a medieval warlock would be a lot more darker. And instead, this was more of a dark kind of wizard sort of deal. That's kind of out of like a fairy tale rather than like a very sinister, spooky demon. It's kind of like, you know, when you're playing a video game in the first level, you have that easy boss. This ghost kind of felt like that easy boss for the gang. There wasn't much of a fight. He just had like a magic wand kind of thing. There's a ladle, but he just had that, and you could just turn bunnies into dragons, and you could do some cool stuff, but he wasn't all that intimidating. And the gags were pretty good. I like them, but I haven't really adjusted yet to the tonal shifts of this series. So maybe my scores will go up later as I adjust, but you have like, you're supposed to have like this dark supernatural aspect, but then you have these gags that aren't, you know, kind of chill, kind of like classic Scooby-Doo. The gags just kind of work themselves in. These ones are just like a really abrupt tonal shift that really changes the dynamic of the scene. I don't know how I feel about that. The artwork, though, is super cool, and there's some incredible backgrounds in this episode, especially when they are in the dark forest. Those creepy trees, they were pulled out of someone's nightmare. There's also not having Weird and Bogle in this episode, as I think they just would have cluttered it up even more. But overall, I was kind of let down after like the first episode with the werewolves. That really had me psyched, and this one was just, it felt like more like a mid-season episode, like where they kind of maybe ran out of ideas. It's not a strong start for me. I know other people love this episode, but you know me, I want mystery, I want spookiness, and this really didn't have it for me. Anyway, 6.5 out of 10. It's not bad. I wouldn't show it to you like a brand new Scooby-Doo fan, but if you're familiar with Scooby-Doo, it's worth a watch. Anyway, join me next week when I will be covering Me and My Shadow Demon. And until then, stay spooky.